How's it going, folks? How's it going? Y'all already see, man. You see right here. We got the notes. We got the notes. You already know what time it is, man. Of course, camera number one, camera number two, and y'all, I'm not even gonna lie, yo. Last time I did this, I ended up messing up, man. But you know what? I'll get into that a little bit. And of course, we got the music. I'm out here DJing a little bit, and bam, I got some more notes. I said notes. I meant notes. Alright, but you know what? Listen. Let me go ahead and get everything set up. Alright. I'm just coming back from an event and finishing eating dinner and all that other sort of jazz. But you know what? We still are on the grind and shine. So go ahead, let me go ahead and set this up right quick. Okay. Hopefully the camera doesn't fall over. We got a little bit of music going on. We got the Caribbean joint this time. Okay. Ready, set, go. All right. Now the whole gang is here. Thank you guys so much. Y'all already know what's up. Y'all already know the waves. Y'all already know the vibes. It is Zachariah White, a.k.a. Big Daddy Drip, back at it like it's nothing with this drip in the sauce, cause I am the boss. I am back. We are here. We have another episode, and I think the last episode that we did this, I ended up getting the number wrong. This is, or should be, episode number 17. Alright, let me go ahead and cut the volume down a little bit. I don't even want, it's Skilly Bang. You know what? Big shout outs to him. Because I ain't gonna hold you, I definitely fuck with the song. Right? I remember when it first came out, I was like, what? Okay. Now, granted, I ain't gonna hold you. Hey, big ups to the Caribbean. Big ups to all those nations. Alright? Of course, me, I'm Haitian and Dominican and whatnot. Now, but nonetheless, though, man, I still gotta tap into the culture. But anyway, y'all already know, man. We get into it with the full-on intro. With the full-on details of what we're gonna talk about. Alright, so I ended up getting 10 warm, 10 build-up questions. Damn, hold on. I'm gonna play something else. I think in the last episode that we did this, I played Nicki Minaj, or had Nicki Minaj high school playing. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit, but anyway, I have 10 warm-up questions right here for you guys. Alright, and then I have one hot topic, one hot question that we're gonna go over. I should have got two, but you know what, it is what it is. But what I will say for y'all, right, my people on YouTube, my people on the podcast, alright, what I will say is that y'all be on the lookout come next week, cause we got some shit coming up. Alright, next week it's gonna be something special, cause I'm gonna have my first ever guest. Alright, I'm about to pull up to his dorm, and we're gonna handle business. We're gonna talk about some interesting shit, and y'all not gonna want to miss that. Alright, but you know what, it's a little something. And also, as far as my people on the podcast website, man, my apologies, y'all, because listen, for whatever reason, my laptops was my two laptops right here, they I don't fucking know, bro. They fucked up my footage. I couldn't even convert the videos to MP3 version, so I wasn't even, and then not only that, I unwittingly deleted them off the unwittingly deleted them off the computer, to free up space. But you know what, we should be good. But you know what, man, also, just before we finish all the introductions, all that other sort of jazz that we do at the start of the episode, of course, y'all already know, whenever y'all pull up to the royal high table, right, everybody is a king or queen in their own rights. Alright, everybody owns something. Everybody is a boss. Everybody is a pharaoh. Everybody is an emperor or an empress. Alright, whatever it is, right? Granted, they may or may not know what they own, but nonetheless, they got that. So when you pull up to this table and you eat, you dine, you do whatever, laugh, chop it up, kiki, whatever, y'all make sure that y'all bring y'all crowns, y'all make sure that y'all put it on y'all heads. But with that being said, allow me to lead the way. Alright, Now everything is just about right. And of course, y'all know I'm feeling myself because I got my little ponytails or whatever. I got my little afro puffs or whatever you want to call it. Right? And you know what? I'm gonna let the rest of this song play out. But I just gotta say, thank y'all so much for being here with me. All right. Any support and all support, you know, is definitely well appreciated because man, it's a cold world out here. It's a cold world out here. But you know what? Again, enough with me going on fucking off and all that other sort of shit. We gonna get right into it. But hold up, let me check out for my people on YouTube. I done knocked the camera over. You know what? It's still fairly early. All right, so we could go for a little bit. We could go for a little bit. What I will tell y'all though. Right, what I will tell y'all is looking at this first question, or looking at actually a couple of them, y'all, we gonna get real philosophical. We're gonna get philosophical right off the bat, and we might be stuck in that zone for a little bit, right? So for this first question, all right, and I'm going to make a note to keep reiterating this particular point after I ask the question. The first topic question, all right, of course I got a couple warm-ups, all right, is would you kill 10 people in the efforts, or you know, if it would save 100 people? Right, and this particular question comes from Parade, and you know I got the link. Well, ain't no use in me saying the whole link. Right, but that is the question. Would you kill off 10 people to save 100? I should have, to be honest with you, I should have made the trolley experiment. I should have, you know, even dug in deeper or whatnot. Maybe I might do that some other time, but you know what, it is what it is. All right, but again, I like to encourage my people on podcasts, all right, and my people on YouTube. Y'all make sure that y'all go down in the comment section. Y'all leave, you know, basically leave your response, because you know what, I do fuck with, and I do leave, you know, well, I do check out the comments, all right, and if for whatever reason y'all not able to leave a comment, then y'all pull up to my social media page and y'all inbox me and let me know, man, let me know what's what. But anyway, let me go ahead and give my little response. Let me go ahead and throw my 2 cents into the bucket, right? Would you kill 10 people to save 100? Hold on, I need to do better when it comes to, I guess, organizing this. Hold up. Let me bring this over here real quick. All right. But of course, I got a couple notes, but just overall, I really don't necessarily need it for like my answer right off the bat. I'm going to refer to it for the justification, but my answer, I'd really say it's tempting. It really is tempting. Not because y'all, not because I have some bloodlust or anything like that. Hold on, not because not because I want to mess around and kill anybody, but you know, it's always the utilitarian aspect, right? You know, if you're helping out the most amount of people possible, you know, then that is always good. Or you know, the vast majority or whatever majority over whatever minority, you know, is good. You know, that's you're really doing something. That's the objective. But at the same time, you know what? I'm not even gonna look over there. I already know, right? I guess the main reason why I said no is because I don't know. Maybe I was thinking in a general aspect. You know, like if I were to ask people this, it's set like, you know, killing 10 people off to save 100. It sounds good. It sounds very, you know, it sounds okay. You know, that's an ethical thing to do. It sounds good, right? But where people may divert, where things may get a little hairy, where things might get a little messy, is the fine print, right? The finer details, right? Like who specifically is getting who of these 10 people, you know, who is going to get murked per se, all right? Who's getting put in a body bag, you know, to save everybody else, right? And I tell you one thing, man, shoot, it's gonna suck if within those 10 people it come to be a loved one, you know, a friend, or you know, no, family member, friend, girl, you know, significant other, you know, somebody that somebody cares about so deeply. Excuse me. Right? But that is the reason why I said, that's the reason why I wouldn't kill 10 people or whatever. It's just because, again, it's again, like, it doesn't sound bad, but just that main thing of just knowing who exactly those 10 people will be, that could play a particular factor. And I guess that's a modification as well, is what if, these 10 people, what if one person of the 10 people was somebody that you knew or somebody that you cared about? That could, of course, affect answers or whatever. But yeah, I'm trying to think though if there is really anything else that I want to say, because even though I found this on another website, another question that I did have, and I guess nobody can really answer me at the moment, just because it's just me, but another question that I have at the moment is just like, okay, well, if these 10 people aren't killed, then like what exactly happens to the 100 people? And then even that might be something, because it's like, okay, well, trying to compare, I guess what the sufferings, the detriments and setbacks or whatever. But again, overall, y'all, my take on it, I'm not killing those 10 people. All right, I don't know, maybe the 100 might fuck around and suffer, or they might catch a little backlash. I don't quite know. But even then, that would be sort of kind of hairy as well, because it's like, damn, because if you don't kill those 10 people, then it's like, damn. All right, it would suck if 100 people would then have to be killed because you didn't get those 10 people. That would really suck. But it is what it is. But it's cool though. We're gonna move on to the next one. It's just a little something, just something to get everybody's brain working, brain moving. All right. But the second question, right? I'm not gonna lie. Perhaps for these sets of warm-up questions, I might run by them relatively quick, just because they weren't quite as. At least I didn't find these questions to be quite really. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't have enough to say at the moment in time that I came across them. That could likely be it. But I'll just throw them in like a question bank and revisit them, if need be, if something else comes to mind. But the second topic question is, if someone you cared about voted for a political candidate that you strongly dislike, how would you react? And then I tacked on, would you be angry? But overall, this particular question comes from Live Bold and Bloom, right? But oh yeah, again, y'all, right? Y'all also, this question is posed to y'all, so y'all go ahead, go down the comment section, y'all do y'all thing, y'all go ahead and leave y'all response. Not only that, y'all, sometimes if you guys don't have a take on it or whatnot, it's also fine to comment on whatever takes that I have, right? And if there's something that if there's any faulty reason, or I'll just say areas of contention within my explanation, again, y'all feel free to go ahead and make a point of it. Shit, hell, we all trying to learn and grow and become better intellectuals. All right. But let me go ahead. As far as this particular question, right? If someone I cared for, initially, I'm not gonna lie, I saw this about like a week or two ago. Initially, I wanted to say, I wouldn't be angry. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't, I wouldn't go about and treating them a particular way, just because, and I guess I'm really taking into account and modeling or trying to shape my reaction based off of what I'm not even going to say no, but what I perceive the general rule to be, and y'all, I could be wrong, but generally what I would think or conceive or perceive to happen, to someone, to somebody randomly in society, is if somebody that they cared for voted for a particular candidate that they didn't like for whatever reason, right? Whatever the candidate did, they would most likely get angry, right? But I guess even in that perception, I was thinking more so in a context of let's take for example Obama and Mitt Romney, right? Now, granted, I'm trying to think of like if Mitt Romney did anything bad per se. I don't quite know if it's something, if he did anything in terms of like, you know, if there's like any racial negative occurrences or whatnot that he's been linked to or been connected with or correlated with or whatever. But like I was really thinking of that, like, okay, well, one person voted for Obama, the other person voted for Mitt Romney, and now they both are mad at each other. That right there, that doesn't, I don't know. Granted, people might be passionate about, you know, what they believe in, you know, and I guess which team they're rooting for, but I don't think that that's one of those ones that people that somebody should get angry over. Right now, a particular scenario that I thought, right, that I could see making me sort of kind of angry if somebody I cared for ended up voting for a political candidate that I didn't like, is if for whatever reason there's probable justification, if there was a strong likelihood that a particular political candidate come into power or whatever, like would, let's say, further, let's say this is just like some extreme stuff. Let's say, for example, if Donald Trump reruns again, right, and you know, it becomes known or apparent that if he messes around and gets elected, right, that for whatever reason, like, that's gonna mean that let's say fucking slavery is gonna come back or whatever, right? Now, granted, that's like really, really extreme. I tell you this, something like that, I'd be super fucking pissed. I'd be super fucking angry if somebody that I cared for ended up voting for him, and knowing that he's going to, or let's say even if you know, within those 4 years he doesn't bring that, the mere fact that he's going to attempt it, that would be enough to make me angry, right? That would be something that, again, I could see myself acting differently towards a person or whatever. So I think more so just like I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at my notes, but just hearing myself, it seems as though, just in general, I try to be very cool about it or whatever, because, again, you know, people aren't going to always agree on everything, right? But if there is like an extreme, if there's wow, excuse me. I was stuttering like a bitch just then. But no. But if there's like something extreme involved or whatever, like a political candidate is trying to get something in that's going to really hurt a lot of people, then yeah, I definitely be angry about that. But you know what? It's cool. We gonna move on to the next question, right? We're gonna move on to the next question. The next question that I have is, hold up. Is there a perfect lie? Is there a perfect, not even a perfect lie. That's the question that's an inspired question. But is there such thing as a perfect life, right? And again, you guys feel free to answer that. Feel free. But is there such thing as a perfect life? I would think just the average person, if they did try to come up with a conception of what the perfect life is, that is really tricky. I'm not gonna lie. That's a perfect life. I'm not gonna lie. I think there'd be a certain population a certain percentage of the population that would try to go for a lazy life. You know, like they had a lot of money, they were able to acquire whatever resources, whatever goods that they wanted or whatever, yada yada yada. I guess they only had to do the least minimum amount of work needed to, you know, acquire or secure something. Is there such thing as a perfect life, though? I'm not gonna lie, my answer to it was, well, yeah, my answer to it, and I guess to the inspired questions that I had after that was, there really isn't a perfect there really isn't a perfect life, or really a perfect anything. Hold up, y'all. Okay. My camera's still good. I had to make sure that my people on YouTube were still with us. But, ooh, hold up. Is there a perfect... No, don't fall. Alright. But, God, leash, and it fell over anyway. My apologies, you guys. My people on the podcast, y'all bear with me. Shoot, I'm having some technical difficulties. Alright, but we should be good. I don't think there is a perfect anything, just because I think it's really my thought pattern for that. It's like focused on the fact that even if there was some perfection, like perfection itself is faulty, right? Like even getting everything right. Well, just like there's something wrong with everything. Something can be too much of this, too much of that. If it's food, okay, it was too cold, too hot, blah blah blah. Person too tall, too short. Too dark, too light. Too happy, too sad, too mad, too whatever. But I just think, I guess in relation to the question, even the perfect life, whatever that is. That in itself would be something, right? Because let's say if the perfect life was something of what? Let's say if there was like no stress, no struggle, blah blah blah. That's gonna be something, because that's gonna make one very very comfortable person, right? And then that begs to take into consideration. Okay, well, isn't a part of life, experiencing discomfort? Isn't a part of life experiencing those times where it's like, okay, well, you have to work and get to a point where you can afford or earn the right to earn something that would help in aiding one become more comfortable. Or let's say that, because what I would think of a perfect anything is something that has not an equal amount, but the right amount, and that could vary for different people, but the right amount of ingredients, right? So I'll say, like, let's say, I don't know, let's take me for example, right? I need 50% struggle, 50% luxury, right? 50%, whatever. It just ability to enjoy life, comfortability and all that other sort of jazz. Well, what I'll tell you is this: even though that sounds nice, the right amount, whatever, blah blah blah, if that percentage of struggle, like, I mean, even if it serves its purpose, I guess what it would ultimately end up doing is making me feel like, yo, I have so many freaking struggles and blah blah blah. It is so disproportionate, right? So even then, it's sort of kind of be hard to gauge if that's a perfect life and all that other sort of jazz. I don't know. One, just defining perfection itself is very tricky, and even then, perfection itself, whatever that definition is, all right, even if there's some universal one, even that within itself having no flaws in itself is a flaw. All right, even in my fault, I may have, like, I don't know if that quite makes sense to you guys. I don't know. At least in my head, it makes sense. At least in my head, it makes sense. But hold on. Let me see if there was anything else that I had just before I end up pushing on to the next one. Right? Is there... Yeah. Okay. So I had some other questions in mind. Of course, I said, is there such thing as a perfect lie? Okay. I might be a little lenient and forgiving on that one. I don't know. There might be a perfect lie. I don't know. There might be. I don't know who told it. I'd have to go through and cross-reference. Not even personal experiences, but like what I may or may not have seen in freaking stories and all that other sort of jazz. I don't even know. But some other questions that I have was, is there anything that's perfect? Is there a perfect, just anything within the world? All right, and not only that, shoot, I'll even make that broad. Right? Was there a perfect amount of anything in the world in the past or in the present, or could there be something in the future, or or also my last question is perfection worth striving for? I know that I just threw out a whole bunch of questions. All right. Y'all feel free, and seeing that as there's so many perfection related questions, y'all please make sure that y'all answer at least one. Somebody got to give me a little something. Come on, drop some gems with me, man. Shoot, we trying to make a jewelry store. But let's see. What would my response be? Is perfection worth striving for? I'd say yeah, perfection is worth striving for. Well, not perfection per se. I think just more so the idea of like putting in effort to damn, cause I don't know shit. I felt like I was about to say some dumb shit, y'all. I was about to say not perfection per se, but just striving to do the absolute best you can. But I don't know, even then that there might be a bit of a difference between that in itself. But is perfection worth striving for? I guess it would depend upon like expectations, what's in mind. If what's in mind when striving for perfection is that absolutely everything is going to be perfect, listen, perfection, I think perfection does exist. Now, granted, I may or may not have encountered it. I don't know, but perfection does exist, right? Is perfection worth striving for? I mean, but even then, I guess depending on the situation or whatever, even in striving for perfection and trying to get perfection, there's still gonna mess around and be something that could have been better, or something that could have been changed, something that that has a flaw, that has a negative connotation, has something, a drawback, setback, something that could be changed to make even better, right? But damn, I don't know. I'm trying to open up my third eye for that one. But nah. I think I keep saying this a lot of times, but that might have to be something that I asked. Wow, excuse me. Let me get my words together. That I ask somebody. Right? Is perfection worth striving for, or just anything perfection related? All right, but you know what? It's cool. Let me go ahead and move on to another question. All right, okie dokie. There's a couple of them. Let me see how much time I got though. Okay. Jeez Louise. In a little bit, my people on YouTube are about to mess around and leave. All right. And of course, in the event that happens, y'all, my people on podcast, don't worry. I got y'all. It's DJ Big Daddy Drip here still. So I'm going to get the music going. All right. But you know what? I don't even, because I don't even want to freaking get into something and have my people here, and I don't even mean to talk about y'all like y'all ain't even here, because y'all still here with me. But you know what? It's cool. What we'll do is we'll cut it right here. All right, and I won't even try and rush nothing. But nonetheless though, yo, my people on YouTube, my people on podcast, Podbean, Anchor, whatever platform that you're tuning into and tuning in from, thank y'all so much for being here with me. All right, I don't know, maybe I have to come up with different ways of expressing it, but again, y'all really could have been doing, I don't know, there's a million and a billion and gazillion and one things that y'all could have been doing, but the mere fact, even if it's just a second, just to come through, just to take the time, just to click on the video and all that other sort of jazz, just the mere fact that y'all took that time to do that, again, hey man, every plus, every benefit is still a plus. All right, but thank y'all so much again for that. Of course, I guess we got a little intermission, we got a little break. We're gonna take that, but you know what? We're gonna be back, and we're gonna come back for round 2. All right, thank y'all so much. I'll see y'all in a little bit. All right.